The campus of the Morehead State University and the Adrian Dorn University Center for this edition of the Eagle Sports Coaches Show. On this week's show, we'll have volleyball coach Jamie Gordon back from a secret mission somewhere. Also, we'll talk a little baseball with head coach Jay Sorg. Bill Mayo will join us. We'll strap him down and try to talk to him for about 15 minutes about cheerleading. And then we'll be joined by Matt Ballard, head football coach at Morehead State. Jamie, always a pleasure. Glad
Thanks,
you
Jason.
completed that secret mission. So Greg did okay. See, he's right here this week. He's ready to go. He's a heartbeat away from having his own segment on the show.
And from what I heard, he landed a huge sponsorship after last week from sweatervest.com. and so that was a big positive for him.
I think Bobby Knight saw it, and maybe pushing some promotional material his way, but he did awful well. We appreciate him filling in for you. Coach, you continued the hot streak, 9-0 now in the Ohio Valley Conference, 14-5 overall. Still have to be pleased with your bunch.
Yeah, we're excited about where we are, and but at the same time, it's still a process for us. There's areas that we can improve. I mean, there's areas that we're doing very nicely in. But again, that we're not even halfway through. So being first at this time of the season is nice, but ultimately we want to be there when the season's done.
We always talked about the nice mix of upperclassmen and younger players you have. And this is a great point of this part because your older players have been through the OVC wars and been able to lead the younger players. But now your younger players, after 9 games in the OVC and 19 overall, not so young.
Yeah, we've got a lot of young players stepping in, people that have been playing in different positions, and now that's no longer an excuse. They have experience. They've got 19 matches overall under their belt. So, we want to make sure that things like mental errors and routine plays are a lot sharper. Yeah, there's no excuses for that, and we want to make sure that we're improving each day.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Jacksonville State. You won in 3 sets on Saturday. You won 25-10, 25-16, 25-21. When you sweep somebody, it's pretty good. Tell us a little bit about the match.
Yeah. Well, Jacksonville State has really, in the volleyball program, has been a big rival of ours. They've had a lot of success. We've had a lot of success, and each time we usually step out against them, it's a battle. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of fight, and for us to be able to beat them in straight sets and kind of in a convincing fashion was a lot of fun for our players. I know they took a lot of joy in getting that win in that fashion.
Tennessee Tech on Friday, another 3-0, and Tech is a club that at times can play well.
Yeah, that was one of the things that was neat about last weekend is that outside of ourselves, the last 2 conference champions were in town. I mean, you had Tennessee Tech and Jacksonville State. And Friday night's match, to be honest, we got on a roll serving. We finished the match with 16 aces, which is really exceptional. And for us to be able to put a lot of pressure on a team and then keep that on them while they were struggling, while they were giving us some point opportunities was a nice thing to see out of our group.
You go to I guess if they call us the Death Valley next time out, you go to Murray and Cape Girardeau for 2 matches, the 14th and 15th. And tell us a little bit about Murray State. Give us a scouting report.
Well, Murray State is very defensive-oriented team. They've got some great senior leadership and Kaylee Sauer that really anchors their defense. So we've got to be prepared for a lot of long rallies, a lot of long points, balls that we have traditionally taken big swings and have scored on. We need to expect for some of those to come back our way and be really ready for a dogfight. Friday night match at Murray State. They've got a great fan following, so we expect a hostile environment as well.
Now, they play in Racer Arena, the old basketball, just like we do, so the advantage we have playing in Weatherby, then they probably have or feel like they have the advantage playing in Racer Arena.
Yeah, it's a really neat environment. There's a lot of similarities between the two facilities. They just recently went through a brand new floor, and so they've got a nice volleyball feel there. And again, their fans are they expect a lot of good volleyball. They're a very knowledgeable group, so we expect a dogfight there.
8 o'clock on Friday night at Murray State. Then quickly 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, you're in Cape Girardeau taking on the Red Hawks.
Yeah, and that's another facility that's kind of unique. It's kind of a bit of a Cracker Jack box type feeling, and they're playing very well right now. Third in the conference, very strong blocking team. They've had a couple of their upperclassmen step up and have some young players that are doing a nice job. They've got a new coach that now you can see that her systems are finally getting in place. Her team's getting used to what they're doing, and they're playing really well. That's going to be another key one for us.
Wanted to ask you before we got into the Murray-SEMO, this is kind of a crucial stretch for you because you've been home a lot. Now you go on the road to Murray, SEMO, Martin, and Austin P. And as you mentioned, UT Martin now in second place, and Austin P. Last year's tournament champion. So crucial 4-game stretch on the road for the Eagles.
Absolutely. We're 9-0 in conference, but 2/3 of those matches have been in friendly confines. And now we've really got to go out and prove, are we the top of the conference? Are we going to go into other people's gym and have the same success that we've had at home? And that's what really determines championship teams. You got to go out and do it on the road.
I think I asked Greg this last week, probably asked you this a couple of weeks ago. As you get closer to the end of the season, do you do less to try to keep the legs being fresh towards the end of the season?
I don't know that we necessarily do less, but hopefully by the end of the season, we're not having to teach as much. So we may be in the gym less amount of time, but the intensity and what we're getting done is the same. And I think with the hard work that our players put in, not just during the season, but during the summer, physically they're in great shape. And so, we don't look at it as just kind of maintain. Hey, there's always opportunities to build and get better. And so as we get into that last stretch of October, November, we're still pushing hard, and that's how we expect them to compete.
With the great start that you've had, you're also in the national rankings, which is always great when you're at a program like Morehead State. Sometimes the mid-majors may get overlooked. As of last week, Eagles, you were 13th in the nation in kills, also 14th in the nation in assists, and of course, you keep on racking up OVC Player of the Week honors.
Yeah, one of the things that we've been very successful with is our offensive performance. We've had, and that's not just based around one particular player. It's a very balanced offense. So whether it's our outsides with Ellie Robertson and Aaron Bohannon, or a very strong core in the middle with Emma Keogh, Laura McDermott, Annie Grunschlager, that's also been coming back for us, and then a great youth in Michaela Reese and Alex Felling. Those guys are doing a great job of terminating for us. Our ball control core has been really strong, and then the setting with Caitlin Clark, she's really been doing a nice job. So with our strengths, it's not totally surprising that we're ranked that high nationally in offensive areas.
As a team, you're ranked 70th as of last week in the RKPI. Mm-hmm. Happy with that? I know you want to get better, but midway point, are you happy with 70th?
Yeah, I think things like that, the rankings and RPI standings, it's fun to kind of look at it, but you can't get distracted by it. It's all a process. It's all a result. If we're doing what we're supposed to be, then those types of numbers and statistics and things will work themselves out. If you stay focused on it, you're probably going to lose some opportunities to execute.
Next time the Eagles will be home October 28th, Eastern Illinois, and then ISU Edwardsville on the 29th. And, of course, 4 straight games away. And, as we mentioned, it's a very big stretch. Tell us how you prepare the girls for that stretch. I mean, do you talk to them a little bit more, explain stuff a little bit more? I know they, like we talked about, I love the fact that, they do a lot of their scouting on their own.
Right. Well, it's, when we go and head out to whether it be Murray State or Tennessee Martin, really once we get on the court, the size of the court's the same. The height of the net is the same. The ball that we use is the same. So we can't allow external things to distract us. We can't allow the pressure of the fans to get internalized as pressure or as tension. It's just about us going through what they've prepared for, what they've practiced, and using the experience that they have. So, when the first whistle blows, these guys are great, and they just go out there and compete.
Well, Murray State on the 14th for the Eagles at 8 o'clock, 3 p.m. on Saturday against Southeast Missouri State. We'll talk to you next week. Good luck.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jason.
Jamie Gordon, volleyball coach at Morehead State University. We'll come back with more. This is the Eagles Sports Coaches Show. Good. 11-minute segment. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah. Yeah. Doing okay? Good. All right. Put that in the back and put those around your ears. Eddie, you want to help? There. Okay.
This goes here. I'll let you do it. Jamie's probably got a bigger head than me. Is that good? Yeah, I don't want to. I breathe heavy too. All right, thank you. What's going on with you? You doing good?
Doing good. Watching baseball. That was a great game last night. Texas. Yeah.
Am I on there?
Let me get that there. There we go.
That's better.
Ready, Jeremy? Hold on.
We good there? All right.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Coaches Show. We'd like to remind you the 2011 Homecoming Banquet will be held Friday, October 21st, 7 p.m. in the Krager Room of the Adrian Dorn University Center. Banquet tickets are $20 per person prior to the banquet. And, of course, the welcome reception is 5 to 7 on the third floor. After that, come on up to the Krager Room and enjoy a homecoming banquet as they honor the alumni and the Athletic Hall of Fame, and also present the 2011 Founders Award for University Service. And, of course, if you'd like more information on tickets for the homecoming banquet, you can call 606-783-2080, 606-783-2080, or 800-783-ALUM. And you can go to the moreheadstate.edu/homecoming page and also see listings for homecoming and how you can purchase tickets. Jay Sorg has joined us now. Jay, we were talking before we went on, best time of the year for our baseball fans. You got postseason going on, but I know you had a big weekend last weekend as you had the alumni weekend for baseball. How'd that go?
Went great. We had about 30 people come back, really representative from all kinds of generations. And, guys, they quit playing and they quit baseball. We know that's a given. But, I think what you miss the most is just being around the guys. And we really had some young guys come back this year and, 1, 2, 3 years removed. And just to be back together with them again was a lot of fun. And I had a lot of players my generation, and they got a chance to speak to the team. And
they're not on walkers, your generation?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
After the game, I think a few were. But, it was good to see those guys, and it's always a good time. Weather was perfect for it.
It's one thing that a lot of people don't realize about MSU. You played here. They're a bond no matter how long you've been out or how long you're going to be out. Once you return, you just pick it up like you never left.
That's a great way to say it. I mean, I saw a guy that I hadn't seen in at least 3 years, and we went. I mean, just like we never left. Now we all look different after 3 more years, but we picked up and just to go through the stories we've said probably a million times. It's funny every time we talk about them.
Well, who won the home run derby on Friday night?
I did. I got it this year.
You got it? See, I didn't know. I did not know that. But you can give me that $20.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. Eric Allen and I have been battling that thing for years, and he's a lot younger than me. And he seems to pull that thing off. And then this year, Eric didn't show up in time, so I was able to get it.
Might be a technicality, I think. But congratulations. As you said, you get into fall ball, and this is kind of a way to – not in fall ball, but a good way that the Eagles now meet the Eagles of the past, because your program is just as good as the foundation that was laid for you when you were playing with Coach Hamilton here, or the Eagles of yesteryear.
This year especially, we have 15 new players on our roster, and a lot of the players are from, we have them as far as East Los Angeles and Colorado and Idaho, and for those guys to come back and get a taste of our tradition was really good.
I know it was a struggle last season, like you said, 15 new players, also a couple of or a person added to your staff. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Graham Johnson's been a huge addition for us, and he's going to take over the pitching, and we're very fortunate. We were able to steal him away from some very top-notch programs, and he likes the idea that of what he's able to do here for our staff, and he's done great so far. And 15 new players, 8 junior college, 7 freshmen. A lot of those guys are going to contribute right away, and their makeup has been outstanding this fall. It's probably you never know what you're going to get when you have that many new players in the system, and I've been happy with the way our guys have gelled this quickly.
Now, did you hire your pitching coach without him seeing right field? Now,
well, I think what he did, he saw those numbers and said, well, I should surely make it better than that. And he's going to do a good job. So we're happy to have him.
People talk about the advantage, in Colorado of the light air and everything. And, pitchers here at Morehead State, it takes a certain amount of mental toughness to go out there on the hill at Allen Field at times.
It really does. The new bats are helping us a lot. And, even though last year we still finished in the top 20 with home runs per game, we hit half as many last year. And we're going to get better pitching in because the bats aren't the way they used to be. And so we're really happy. And, it takes a different type of pitcher. We got to get sinker ballers in here and strikeout guys. And that's not easy to do all the time.
You've lost some key players from last year, and they had some fine summer league, and that speaks well of you and your program. Who are the leaders that you've seen in the fall that's going to jump out at us in the spring?
A lot of guys, but like I said, you're going to see a lot of new guys in the lineup. You got to remember we still return a guy like Andrew Deeds. To me, is one of the best players in our conference, and I feel a draftable player this year. Our pitching staff really returns 3 guys who started a lot of games for us with Noah Smallwood and Garrick Whittle and Josh Schneider, and you'll see some new faces in that starting rotation too.
What do you try to get accomplished? I guess, as we talked about, 15 new players, you probably want to try to mesh them as well as you can in the fall. But other than that, what do you try to get accomplished? Get the fundamentals down and stuff?
We have to get our team fundamentals. They're coming into a new set of bunt plays, new set of first and third defensive plays, new set of offensive plays. So we're really working a lot on that. There's a lot of competing going on right now in these 20-hour weeks that we're in. So, we've got a lot of guys. We're very deep, and a lot of guys are 50-50, so they're competing for jobs right now, too.
Probably been an added advantage to you that it's been nice weather for most of the fall.
Best fall we've had, maybe since we've been here. And, if you go and take a look at our field right now, our grass has come in real good since the overseeding, and this has been a great fall all the way around for us.
Tell us a little bit about what your baseball team does from now till you come back.
Sure. I think the biggest things we have going on next, we've got our Blood Bowl coming up at the end of October and the very first week in November. And what that is, that's our Fall World Series. We'll play each other. Losing team will donate blood to the Kentucky Blood Center, which is a great cause because that blood goes to the people of Eastern Kentucky. It serves our region. Then we'll go back into our 8-hour weeks. It's going to be a very heavy lifting period for us. We'll add bulk to certain guys. We'll slim a few guys down. And then we'll go into the winter break, and then it's really we got to get these guys ready for spring. There's not a lot of time from there.
Well, I can't let you leave without asking a couple of pro baseball questions. Sure. Because you spent so many years in the minor leagues. I know you've been watching the series. Milwaukee, besides yesterday, is maybe one of those teams that we see advance all the way.
Milwaukee's awfully good. I had a chance to go watch them play Cincinnati in Cincinnati this year, and you know they've got the offense, they've got the pitching. They're very athletic. They're an awfully good club. But I tell you what, man, those Rangers look very, very good right now in every aspect of the game.
How many lefties do the Rangers just march out there? I mean, Nolan Ryan, a Hall of Fame pitcher, has really, since he's been the man in charge, put a lot of price on pitching, and you can tell that.
No, he's done an outstanding job, but you know they've always been known for their offense, and it's a conducive place to hit. So really, to see, I think they have 5 guys with 13 wins this year on their pitching staff. That's pretty good.
Let's go to the Reds. You spent many years working in the Reds farm system. You know, the big talk now is 2 things. Do you sign Cordero as your save person, and do you re-sign Phillips, who's approaching mid-30s and maybe the best years behind him?
Well, those guys know what they're doing. They're going to figure it out. You know, I'm more looking at it as a fan now. I'd like to see him sign Phillips. He's been such a big part of the club, and they're going to do what's right for the ball club. They know what they have in their system. They know what's coming up, and they do have a lot of good young players. Had a chance to go watch the AAA team play a few times this year, and they are talented and they are deep, and they've got a chance to do some things if they want to.
You know, when you were in AAA, it has to be hard, the fact that you see some of these players that may be ready but don't get a chance, but then when they get their chance, that's what they have to do, take advantage of that chance.
Yeah, there's a window there. And, it's such a big, these guys, they have value with trades. They have value, if somebody gets hurt, to give depth to your organization. And you got to have the right guy running your system. And fortunately, the Reds are deep, and they've done a good job of scouting and player development. And, Walt Jocketty, he knows what he's doing over there.
Rick Sweet, the coach in Louisville, the manager in Louisville, has had a great run, and with Teddy Power as a pitching coach, that's, as you mentioned, that's what it takes, because if you don't have a minor league system, nowadays you can't pump in $1 million players unless you're in New York.
Well, Rick and Teddy and Smokey Gare have done a great job developing players, and it seems like every time a pitcher goes down, Teddy finds a way to get them back right when they go back up to Cincinnati. So, they're extremely valuable to the club, and I think Rick Sweet's demeanor for that type of player is about as perfect as you can get.
Well, good luck with the Blood Bowl at the end of this month, the first of next month. We'll have you on a couple more times. We'll talk a little bit about Eagle baseball before the season starts.
Sounds great. I always appreciate coming.
All right.
Thanks.
Jay Sorg, baseball coach at Morehead State University. We'll come back with more after this. This is the Eagle Sports Coaches Show.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Really good seeing you. Yeah. I was running out of time.
I just felt like we could have talked about Taylor Davis or something.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're right on schedule. I like Milwaukee. I'm just not a Cardinal fan. Yeah. Hey, good. You doing okay?
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
No, no. Come on. 9 on.
I feel like I'm playing Call of Duty.
Let me.
You got my good side? This is my good side right here. Just make sure you get that. There you go.
Ready, Michelle?
Is this my good side, Madonna? This is my good side? Okay, good. I was just checking. I know, I was just checking.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Coaches Show. Another Eagle Athletic News. The Morehead State men's golf team is tied for 5th place in 2 rounds of the 2011 Bearcat Invitational. They'll conclude that tournament today. Softball team completed its fall schedule at Marshall on Sunday, splitting 2 games. A loss to Marshall 8-6 in the first game, bounced back to defeat Ohio Valley 3-2. The Morehead soccer team dropped a heartbreaking loss 2-1 in overtime to UT Martin on Sunday. Morehead State is now 6-5-3 overall, 2-1 in the Ohio Valley Conference. Morehead State will take on SIU Edwardsville on Friday, 8 o'clock, Eastern Illinois, Sunday at 2 o'clock. And the Morehead State rival team lost to the Ohio State University. They'll be back in action taking on VMI on October 22nd. Bill Mayo has joined us now, cheer coach at Morehead State University. Tell us a little bit about what's been going on since the last time we talked. Added 3 more national championships under your belt.
We did. There's so much going on here, Morehead State cheerleading so far this year. We have just a plethora of new athletes, and I mean some of the most top-notch athletes in the country. They've come from West Coast to East Coast to the Gulf to up north. I mean, they just flock to this little area, and this is probably going to be one of the most talented all-girl co-ed teams that you've seen in a while.
How nervous were you last January as you made your trip to Orlando?
Nervous is a bad word. I wouldn't say nervous. More anxious. I had, witnessed these fine athletes training all fall long, and I wanted to see them go out there and perform. I wanted to be a spectator, step back from being their coach and enjoy what they had done and just watch the magic.
Now, did they tell you your contract's up in February just in case that might put some pressure on you in Orlando in mid-January?
Right. Well, I don't see a holdout in the future here at Morehead State. I'm pretty sure I'll resign. Pretty sure.
The cheerleaders repeated, they swept this past year at Orlando at the UCA National Championship. The all-girl, the co-ed, also a group stunt championship. That's 31 national titles, 20 for the co-ed, 8 for the all-girls, and the rest 3 with stunts.
Right. We had one NCAA partner stunt national championship, the all-girl last year, and then we have a COA national championship as well.
Now, I know it's coming up, and you're having a clinic coming up on November 12th. Tell us a little bit about what's going to go on in that clinic.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, people from all fly in, they drive in, they stay in hotels. Everybody wants to be a part of this program and learn from these young ladies and these young men. And it's a great recruiting opportunity for me. It's a great recruiting opportunity for the people that come attend. I think it's fun for the kids because they can kind of ease up for a second, be more of educators than educated, show younger kids just like they were what they've learned, how to be the best. And it's just a really fun time. There's a lot of learning. There's an hour lunch break, which is always a plus, So it's 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the AAC, and it's always just a fun time.
It's November 12th, and, of course, if you sign up prior to the 9th, it's $80, $90 if you sign up afterwards. They can email you at w.mayo at moreheadstate.edu or call your office at 606-783-9495 for more information on this camp.
Right.
So also, I would say that most of the cheerleaders will be helping with this camp.
Oh, yeah, our entire program's there. I mean, really, each and every one of them are the face of this program. Nationally, worldwide, these young men and women are recognized. No one is confused at who they belong to. So having them there, promoting them, having them work with the kids. I mean, they're the most intelligent cheer athletes in the world. So this camp pretty much recruits itself just by having them there.
Had to be special Saturday prior to the football game
Yeah.
Your young men and women got their national championship rings, and
Oh, yeah.
that always makes it a little bit special. All that hard work goes into it, and Dr. Andrews, Brian Hutchinson.
Oh, phenomenal. Phenomenal. That was a day that I've kind of dreamed about for a while, receiving a ring that I didn't myself win. Coaching kind of satisfies me in a completely different way. All my degrees are in education. I love coaching. I love teaching. And these young, fine women and men make my job very easy. So being able to watch them open something that they achieve for themselves and just overcame so much adversity last year and really came together. It was a great capstone to just a great first year.
I know if people are out there watching or when they listen to the show.
If people, are you kidding me? This is like millions of viewers here. Come on now.
Okay.
It's game time.
It's called decaf. He needs it. But if they're out there and they want to know, they can go on msueagles.com. They can fill out a questionnaire first.
Yes.
And then the process will begin.
Right. The best way to be recruited by Morehead State Cheerleading is to contact me. Send me an email, call the office phone. The next step would be coming to a stunt clinic. So letting me and the athletes here see you, whether the fall or the spring. We have our big national send-off January 8th, 2012. That will be our send-off to UCA Nationals to hopefully win 2 more national championships. We'll perform our full routines there. There'll be other local universities, colleges, high schools performing. So November 12th is our fall stunt clinic. January 8th is our annual send-off showcase. And the fall stunt clinic hasn't been set yet, but probably somewhere in March or April.
You know, it's great to see the recognition that MSU has received by the cheerleading program.
Yeah.
You know, but these young men and women work really hard. Go through a normal week of practice for us before they come to the football game on Saturday.
Right. Well, I start off with all girl on Sunday or Monday from 6:15 to 8:15, and pretty much I prepare all Monday for that practice because if I don't come organized and ready, those girls are going to bite my head off. So I know I need to be ready to go with organization, and usually we start and end with tumbling. We throw in some elite pyramids and elite stunts. Literally, it's nonstop working. They don't stop moving but for 2 or 3 water breaks. It's hard to describe to you here the tenacity of these young females. They are just they're aggressive. They're tenacious. They don't understand the word quit. Even they get angry at me sometimes when I say, okay, take a break. No, let's keep going. The Tuesday comes with a co-ed team who just exceeds the limits of expectations of any coach on Tuesdays. That's 2 hours a day. I see all girl again Wednesday, co-ed again Thursday, co-ed again Friday. Friday's game preparation for the game Saturday. We cheer on our Eagles on Saturday. And then Sunday is all girl practice again. So it's a 7-day week season. There is no break. And in between their practices, they're working out. The brand new wellness center, which is the best place on campus to be, if not the library. Not the library. Second best place to be is the wellness center. So they're in there working out when they're not working out with me, and they don't stop moving. They're all 7 days.
Not working out with you or working out by themselves, hitting the books.
Absolutely.
At the Eagle Center is,
Brand new Eagle Center.
Yeah.
Holy moly, yeah.
How you like that? You've been around. Have you seen facilities like?
I've been to some major universities, and that Eagle Center, rivals or matches them all. It's top of the line, easy to study, easy to focus, best place on campus.
Now, do cheerleading have downtime? Do you take some break? Because with 31 national championships, it would hard to say that it's probably got a little pressure to it.
Downtime. See, the thing about these kids is they don't thrive off downtime. Even in the spring, they're still coming in and practicing. They're staying after practice to practice. They're coming before practice to practice. They're coming on no practice to practice. They're texting me, hey, come work with me here, come work with me there. They don't want downtime because they realize that downtime is a slight failure in some aspect of their life. If they're not doing something, they're not working hard enough. And that's not something that I've instilled in them. That's something they've instilled in themselves.
Once again, November 12th, the Stunt Camp
Right.
at Morehead State University. Go online. There's an application, or you could call, like I said, Coach Mayo at 606-783-9495 or w.mayo@moreheadstate.edu.
Exactly.
We'll talk to you one more time
My pleasure.
or two more times before January.
I'm here at your beck and call, man.
All right.
All right.
We'll
Thank
get you
so
some
much.
decaf, too.
Appreciate
Bill
it.
Mayo, cheerleading coach at Morehead State University. We'll come back
Awesome.
and talk football with Matt Ballard when we return on the Eagles Sports Coaches Show.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
There you go. There you go. Good job.
Hey, my pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah. So we got 11, 11, and 10. 32. Okay. So I'm going to go, I don't know. Well, okay.
He just got selected to play in the FCS Senior Bowl, which is a huge deal. I don't know if we've ever had anybody do that. And it's in when is it? December sometime.
Do you want to have him on first? And then, oh, okay. It's just you. Okay. Why don't we wait? Okay, hold on. Let me. 5 and 2 is 7. 11 is 18. 2 is 20. 11, 31. 31. 31 and 2 is 33. And 10 is 43. And 2 is 45. 45. Let's go 14. 13 and 1. Oh, I need a. This is the whole segment. Let's. Where is Kevin? This is what. Let's. Why don't we go? We'll get Kevin. We'll go 5. We'll go 5 with Kevin, or you want to go him first, and then we'll talk with. Okay. Well, all right. We'll talk. Come on up, and we'll get you. And we'll move him out and move you in without taking a break. So, all right, Kevin. Yeah. They're going to put you on. Now, where are you from, Kevin?
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yes, sir.
Cleveland.
Yes, sir.
You ever see the movie Howard the Duck? You haven't seen that. You're too young. Cleveland. So let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Just start the segment. We'll go 14, and then we'll move him out. Give me when we get to 3 minutes,
sir.
because we'll just talk to him about 3 minutes and move Matt in. All right? Excuse me. Let me check. 14.
Test, test. Test, test.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me a 3 minutes, and we'll move Matt in, and then we'll the whole segment 14. Welcome back to the Eagles Sports Coaches Show. Of course, we're live every Tuesday at the Side Street Grill in the Adrian Dorn University Center. And, of course, you could listen to the Coaches Show every Tuesday night from 6 to 7 on WIVY, the flagship station of the Eagles Sports Network. Kevin Thomas has joined us now. Kevin,
Yes, sir.
been a pretty good season for you. As Matt Ballard and I talked last week, that it seems like each week we see the improvement, but you got this Wildcat thing going on pretty good.
Yeah, I was blessed to be put in that position, and it's just taking me back to my high school days, back when I played quarterback, and it's fun. It's exciting.
Now, what do you call it? You don't call it Wildcat because we're Eagles.
We call it jumbo.
Jumbo.
Jumbo, yeah.
Jumbo.
We bring all the big guys in. So
Well, you had a good game, a touchdown pass, a running touchdown, and it just seems like Josh has been finding you more and more and more. Saw you're on one side, you're on the other, and it's worked pretty good thus far.
man, it's great. The offense is just working like crazy. I love it. Everything is fast paced. fast tempo, more opportunities for us to get the ball. Everybody's getting the ball. Everybody's out there.
Well, Cox's been running the ball great, and I think that goes because you and Sawyer and some of the wide receivers have opened it up, and and the line's come a long way.
Oh yes.
Like you said, going to this style of football as an offensive player must be a lot of fun.
Oh my goodness. When I heard about the transition that we was gonna go, and everybody's eyes got huge. It was like, yes, this is what we want, this is what we need, and as you see, it's just working right to our advantage.
You're from Cleveland, Ohio. How did you get from Cleveland to Morehead State?
I got recruited to play quarterback here, and things didn't go as planned. It's a pretty good quarterback we got here named Zach. So they didn't go as planned, but I got moved out wide, and I thank Coach Ballard for moving me because I wouldn't be in the position I am now.
Now, what are you majoring in?
Criminology. Yeah, I want to get into some kind of federal work when I.
That'd be
graduate.
great.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
So, what do you see this week? A very tough play to play at Jacksonville.
I see us going out and doing our game plan, executing our game plan, doing what we need to do to win this game. They're going to go out and put their best on our best. We're going to give them our best, and we have to just edge them out, and that's what we're going to do.
And we need to go jumbo a lot more, right?
I love jumbo. I love it. Yes, sir.
Well, Kevin, we appreciate you taking time out. You're doing a great job this year. You're improving greatly and helping the Eagle football program. We appreciate you taking time out. We're going to move Matt in here real fast.
Yes, sir.
And good luck against Jacksonville. All right. Nice young man, Kevin Thomas. And, of course, I think we get to say that about every week, Matt, because people you bring here, they are very good young men, and they speak well of you, which I don't know if you pay them or not, but, it's one of those situations. Of course, if I had my head coach for like 3 feet away, I'd probably be, he's the best coach I ever played for.
They see the big stick over there. That's Morehead State University, just like it's out here in the cafeteria on this campus. Morehead State is not the buildings. It's not the facilities. Morehead State is the people. And there's nothing more better or more special about Morehead State than the young people. I mean, that's why we're here. And, I think what is here attracts that. So to us, I think it's a pretty easy sell. It's really not a sale, so to speak. You get a young person on this campus, and they get around the people here. You hear all the time how friendly it is and how helpful folks are here, and that makes a difference, and it's just a great atmosphere.
Playing in the Pioneer League, of course, non-scholarships, 2 things stick out. Number 1, you want to go to school, and number 2, you want to play football. And, you're playing because you really want to, and also, get a good education.
Absolutely. That is the focus and mission and purpose of this university is to make a difference and contribute to the world in a worthwhile manner to the education of the young people here. I mean, that's the mission. That's the purpose of this university. Our guys aren't any different than anybody else on this campus. You might have a young man or young lady that's going to school here, and they have a passion for music. So they're over there in the music building a couple hours a day, enjoying working on their passion, whether it's playing or vocals or something like that. Well, our guys just happen to have a passion for the game of football and have been blessed with a lot of ability and talent, have worked very hard over the years, and then that's where they come to work each and every day.
Drake on this past Saturday lost 41-26. It just seems like that first quarter you couldn't get going, but after that, you kind of hung around with them.
I tell you what, that first quarter was tough. I think they had the ball a little over 10 minutes, and we were pinned down in our deep in our territory. The very first series, we bogged down, don't get a first down, get a punt blocked. The great thing was our defense really rose up. I think Drake was deep in our territory about 3 or 4 times throughout the ball game, and our defense I think gave probably their best performance of the year of responding to what we call sudden change, keeping them out of the end zone, holding them to a field goal, and then we were backed up to the end zone. One of the things that was crazy was we only got one first down in that first quarter. And that was right at the tail end. But, once we got that first down and we got in the full flow of our offense, we got our tempo going, then we dominated, we controlled the second quarter. And it just kind of went back and forth with that. Drake, outstanding football team, as advertised, very talented, very physical, very sound. And in that ball game, one play can make a difference. And a lot of times we said, hey, it's going to come down to a kick or protection or coverage. And, little simple mistakes are magnified in a ball game like this, and you have to give credit where credit is due. We didn't do a very good job in protection. They block a punt there at the end of the half. It's tied 13-13. We have 2 fumbles in that drive. We're going to line up with what we think is an automatic three-pointer with Rainer Duzan. We don't secure the edge, the corner. They come in, they block the field goal, and then they proceed to drive down, and they kick a long field goal at the end of the half to go up 16-13. So it's just one of those games that, is very hard fought, very close, and this thing could have gone either way.
I called it the Murphy Law first half because anything that could go wrong did go wrong for the Eagles because we hadn't seen a punt block. We hadn't seen a field goal block. We hadn't seen a short punt. We hadn't seen, that much that they did well. It's just the fact that we might have missed a block or might have missed a cut and ended up snowballing. But, Drake's a good team. They improved to 5-1, 3-0 in the Pioneer Football League. 2-4 this week, going to Jacksonville, and that's a tough place to play. And a young man named Josh McGregor, he became the Pioneer Football League all-time leading passer. And he's threw 3 touchdowns. Now has 100 touchdown passing in his career, and I think he's probably in his 7th or 8th year. But I'm be glad when he gets out of there.
It surely seems like that. I mean, try to wrap your mind around that. 100 touchdown passes. It's pretty incredible. He's a tremendous athlete. He's been starting since day one as a freshman. I think we ought to gather a fund and give him a graduation present. Maybe he can graduate early.
Yeah.
But he's a tremendous talent. Jacksonville, very talented, most athletic team that we will play all year just from their speed and their quickness. We've got to find some ways to disrupt, give them different looks. It's very difficult to get pressure on them. I just think you have to contain them, get them in their face. In this ball game, the best defense is the best offense. We must, from start to finish, we've got to put a complete game together. We can't have a first quarter like we had versus Drake. We've got to get in the full flow of our offense right away. We've got to be able to run the ball more effective than we did this past week, be a little more effective in our screen game. We do that, we think we've got a great shot.
And you can tell coming off a championship, as Jacksonville did last year, they get prepared and they're ready because their defense has just given up 6 points in the first quarter in 6 games.
Well, we're going to shoot to double that. They play with such great leverage. They remind you of Drake, but they're twice as athletic and got a lot better team speed. But you know what? We like that when it comes to screen game and some of our things in our passing game. We think that favors us. It gives us good reads. The only thing we have to do is just relax and execute.
People don't realize, but these young men will board a plane on Friday, get down there, you're going to go through a walkthrough, have a good night's sleep and get up, and then try to get back here, early Sunday morning after a flight back. Over your years, they've been a lot of different ways we've got to Jacksonville.
People would not believe. We have actually left on a Thursday and had a 2-day bus trip to Jacksonville and then the same thing afterwards. I mean, you just wouldn't believe it. I can remember actually on 9/11, we were only one of 3 college football teams in the country to have played that day. That was the Erie weekend and trip, us traveling by bus and staying, and can remember stopping at the rest stop and the restaurants and just our whole team glued around TVs and It was just, we've had some fascinating experiences and some, and I think every time we've gone down there, we've done the trip a little bit different, et cetera. We'll have our group goes down in 2 planes. One group, half the group will come back after the game. One will come back till
Plane
Sunday.
1 leaves early. Plane 2 leaves late. So that's it. That's all you have to know.
Guess what? I'm with you this week. I'm on plane 2.
Oh, yeah, we'll make you feel at home.
Yeah, there you go.
But like you said, it's a great place to play. Now they have turf, but it's a different way of I guess approaching the trip.
Yeah, I tell you what, we're really interested and fascinated. I mean, I don't quite understand this putting turf down when you've got one of the most beautiful natural fields in the United States of America. It's like I can even remember us playing down there. I think it was our first time down there. A hurricane came in on Friday night, and I think it rained like 14 inches during the night.
And still was able to play.
And we went out there and thought we were going to play in a quagmire, and the field was immaculate. I mean, it wasn't muddy or dirty or anything.
For a long time, the people at Jacksonville, the Jaguars, helped them set up their field and stuff. But as you said, they went to turf for some reason, and maybe other sports are involved, with that, and was tearing up the field. But it's a tough play to play. It's a tough team to play. And the Eagles are going to have to be ready. Absolutely.
Our guys, when you have a big challenge, it seems that the bigger the challenge, the more excited that they get. Got to have a great week of preparation. The one thing that we've learned to deal with down there over the years has been the heat and the water. The very first time we made the mistake of drinking their water. Folks don't understand how important that is, but it doesn't taste very good, and our guys wouldn't or couldn't drink water. So what we do, we take tons of water with us so that you stay hydrated and you do the necessary with your wet towels and that type of thing. So you've got a lot of things to battle down there, the heat, the elements, and then the caliber of the opponent. And we're going to go down there and play hard and give it our best shot.
Main thing, what you have to do.
Main thing, we got to play with great leverage, eliminate more than 1 or 2 big plays, and then we have to have great balance on offense. Do not give up a big mistake or blunder. Special teams, let's just play sound. Let's keep it close. Let's find a way to pull it out in the end.
1 o'clock kickoff, 12:30 airtime here on the Eagles Sports Network. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Eagles Sports Coaches Show. I'd like to thank Jamie Gordon, Bill Mayo, Jay Sorg, and head coach Matt Ballard, along with Kevin Thomas. We'll see you next Tuesday from the Side Street Grill at the Adrian Dorn University Center for the Eagles Sports Coaches Show.